all that good stuff. My name is Allie, and this is where I talk about book things. Now, if I still sound kind of crappy, it's because I thought I was getting better, and then I just got sick again. So, here we are. I don't even know what to say at this point. Maybe someday I won't be sick. Anyway, today I'm here to give you a super quick February wrap-up. I only read 4 books in February, so this won't take very long. And you'll see kind of part of why I only read 4 books in February. There was a book that was just kind of putting me in a reading slump, and I didn't even finish it. Maybe I'll finish it this month. I don't even know at this point. We'll get to that. Let's go ahead and start with the book I finished for a buddy read, and that is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, which is, of course, the first in the Harry Potter books. If you don't know about these, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know where you've been. Living in the ocean, maybe? Although I bet even mermaids know what Harry Potter is. So, this is Harry Potter, and I read it, or reread it, I should say. I read this for a buddy read in Jacqueline Wheeler's We Be Bookin' Facebook book club thing, and I am running a buddy read for all of these, so next month, or this month I should say, we will be reading Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I love these. I don't really know what to say other than I love these. This is my childhood. I will love it forever. I don't even care. There you go. There's that. I reread that. Now, the next book, I'm honestly just slightly scared to even talk about because people have such strong feelings about it, and that is All the Ugly and Wonderful Things by Bryn Greenwood. Now, I know that people feel very strongly about the controversial things that happen in this book. So, you can have your opinion, I can have my opinion, we can all have our opinions, and it can all be okay, alright? Moving on. So, this book is about Wavy, or Wavona, and it follows her through most of her life, through her childhood abuse, her childhood trauma, into being a teenager and then an adult. And now, the part that makes this controversial is this basically is a romance, in a sense. And the romance does start when she's very young, and the man is much older than her. I can't say I condone the relationship, but reading this book, the author really has a way of writing it so that you do kind of root for them, because he doesn't seem like a bad guy, and he's getting her kind of out of a bad situation. He's the only reprieve from a really bad situation, but it's just hard to really talk about this book because I can't wrap my head around exactly what I think about it, because it was so good, and the writing was fantastic, and the plot was fantastic, but again, she's very young when there start to be romantic feelings and then sexual feelings, so, you can't really feel positively about that, but overall, I did enjoy the book, and I just don't really want to say much more than that at this point. Then I read Jack Kerouac is Dead to Me by Gay Polisner. I enjoyed this much more than I thought I would. By the way, this is an ARC. This comes out in April. So if you are interested in this, please pick it up. It is very good. It is more of a kind of darker, hard-hitting contemporary. I read this one very early on in the month, so I'm sorry if some of my thoughts aren't totally fleshed out. I probably should have taken some notes, but I almost never do. So here we are. So this book is about JL, and she is growing up in kind of a broken home in the fact that her father is off in a different state for his job and for his business, and he keeps saying he's going to come back, but then it keeps getting extended, and he's just still there. And so she's starting to doubt that he's going to be back anytime soon. But she's really struggling at home because her mother has some mental health issues. She has a kind of dissociative disorder, and it's making it really hard for JL, and it seems like people don't really believe her that it's that difficult. They kind of think she's just got the cool mom who's just laid back, doesn't really care, but she doesn't feel that way. She struggles with the fact that her mother has these issues, and she's almost ashamed of it. And she had this best friend, but they've become distant as she grew closer to this senior who is quite a bit older than her. He's 19, and she starts dating him, and they have kind of a whirlwind romance. They're already dating when you start this book, so that's not like a secret or anything. But they're together, and she's thinking about leaving with him and just kind of trying to escape the life she has because she's doesn't really know what to do. She's just really lost. And it does hit on some harder topics throughout. I don't want to give too much away because this book is just so atmospheric. It's so good at describing a difficult teenage experience. I feel like a lot of young adult books don't really hit on exactly how it feels to be a teenager, and I feel like this author really got it right. I'm not a teenager anymore, but I still really felt connected to this experience and could relate to her in some ways because I remember those feelings. It kind of brings back that age and that situation, and you can put yourself really well into her shoes. So again, I would just really recommend this to anyone who likes a little more harder hitting contemporaries. Oh my god, I haven't been giving you any of my star ratings. Woohoo! Go me. Okay, Harry Potter obviously was a 5 out of 5. I don't care if it's not actually a 5 out of 5 middle grade. It's a 5 out of 5 read. Bam. Done. There we go. All the Ugly and Wonderful Things, I've landed on a 3.5. I don't know where else to put this because it's very enjoyable, but then you have to take the content into consideration. Not that books have to be morally acceptable, I suppose, but after finishing this and after sitting on it for a while, I just still don't entirely know how I feel about it. So I'm settling on a 3.5 for now. And then Jack Kerouac, I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. Leaning kind of towards a 4.5 out of 5 stars, but it's kind of rare that contemporaries for me are 5 out of 5 stars, so maybe if you really like contemporaries, this one might be a 5 out of 5 for you. I still would really recommend it. The next book I read in February was The Polar Bear Explorers Club by Alex Bell. This was fantastic. I read this for JD Ray Reed's Polarathon. It was the only book I read for it, but it filled all the prompts, so bam, I joined the Polarathon. And I discovered that I really like the wintry feel of this, so I will probably try to read more polar fantasy in the future. This is a fantastical middle grade featuring Stella Starflake Pearl, and she wants to be part of the Polar Bear Explorers Club, but they don't allow boys. But she kind of wiggles her way in and ends up on an adventure. And then she's with these other kids. One of them's from a different Explorers Club, and they kind of clash. But it's just this ragtag bunch of kids who get separated from the main crew and go off on this grand adventure. It's just a really, really good time, and I don't know what to say about it other than if you want a fun time that isn't too dark, too intense of a fantasy, and you just want to have fun, I would read this. And it does have a really good plotline as well. There's some stuff that happened near the end that I felt seemed a little rushed. We didn't get a whole lot into it. It just kind of happened and then it was over. So I didn't love that, but I'm hoping it'll get elaborated on in the future books. So we'll see where the series goes. This was a 4 out of 5 star for me, and I really did enjoy this. Okay, moving on to why I only finished 4 books in February. It is because I am still not done reading this. And I don't know if I will ever be done reading this. This is Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. He wrote Perks of Being a Wallflower, which I actually have never read. Please don't hate me or kill me. Maybe I'll read it someday, but honestly, probably not. But this is a 700-page horror novel, and I've wanted to get into horror. I'm enjoying this to a point, but something about it just keeps having me putting it down. I want to know what happens. I really want to get to the end of this, but I think it's just getting there too slowly or something, and I keep just feeling like I'm slogging along through this, and I don't know. I really want to finish it. I have, I think, 150 pages left, and considering that that means I've read 550 pages, I will eventually finish this month, but I don't know. It really kind of put me in a reading slump throughout the entirety of February because I kept just picking it up and reading little bits of this and then not really reading anything else. So hopefully I'll finish this soon and just be done with it. I don't know what to rate it at this point. Maybe when I finish it I'll have an idea, but I don't know what it is about this book. I just am having a difficult time getting through it. Okay, so that was probably the shortest wrap-up ever, but that was it. I really just wanted to do that real quick for you guys. I didn't have a lot of time today. I actually need to get going right now, but I will see you guys again on Tuesday with something. I'm not sure what, but something. So, See you on Tuesday. Bye.